Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Connor here, and welcome back to the channel. So I hear we have some patch notes for Thursday's patch. I was told they have some interesting tidbits of information that I might want to see, including things about Karma Slayer and some other classes. So we're gonna read through those here with you guys today. I decided we'd do this one outdoors for once, as the closest thing you're gonna get to outdoors when it comes to Crystal of Atlan, but outdoorsy for once. We tend to do these inside, either our personal place or the cottage or whatever it happens to be. We'll do this on a little bit outdoors. Let's go ahead and check out the patch notes and see what we have in store. So the usual update notice, blah, 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 servers going down, blah, 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 blah. All right, so summer event now live. Event duration after maintenance, all that good stuff. So event rules. During the event period, the following activities will be available daily. Participate to earn materials for making shaved ice. Dashing waves, take down your opponents with items, and become the legendary racer of Dancing Wave Island. This one, it's just Mario Kart in Crystal of Atlan. It's pretty funny. Wave League, let the games begin. Claim your throne as the beach soccer king, and then contra races. Pick your favorite contra race to become the fastest on Dancing Wave Island. So it's basically a like soccer / football mini game. A Mario Kart game, or contra races. So contra races usually are only on the weekends, but I guess this will be available more often now during this event period. So the event period, log in every Sunday. Server time, your characters receive a special summer mail containing wondrous conscious ×2 and 200k enhancement funds. Nice. Shaved ice store. Use the shaved ice materials earned from the Azure summer activities to whip up some sweet treats with Eve. Make shaved ice to earn amazing rewards, including a Sky Knight gift card. You can choose from Sky Knight, Blue Wave, Yellow Hornet, or Crimson Cloud. The Vivid Neon Aura Level 3 Inscription Selection Box. The Vivid Neon Aura Level 3 Inscription Selection Boxes, and more. Duplicate mount paint activation cards can be exchanged for mount trade black cards ×2, which is awesome. So if you already have some of these, you'll be able to exchange them for other mounts, which is going to be very, very helpful. Let's see, ×2, special commemorative performance. So after completing a prerequisite quest, Moments of Dancing Wave, Eve will begin preparing a special commemorative performance. Once preparations are complete, adventurers will receive the event quest Stellar Journey. Complete this quest to watch performance and earn prismatium and other rewards. Thank you for being part of every step of the way. Okay, usual stuff here. Extreme Deep Dive Event. So complete a designated quest in the Deep Dive co-op mission to claim wealth and rewards. It unlocks over 11 days. Server unlocks. This event unlocks 11 days after the server opens, last 21 days. Oh, it's probably just the deep dive, like get things faster co-op event thingy they tend to do. I think that's what this is supposed to be. It might be something else. I might be wrong about that. But we've had these consistently. This is something that we've seen a lot recently with them trying to kind of catch us up to CN. I think the idea is that they have just one overall patch cycle for both CN and for global, but it's going to be a little while before we catch up to CN. But they've been moving things forward rather quickly. With the fact that we even got Karma Slayer during the level 70 patch tells you, we've had things earlier. We're about to get Sugar Rift during level 70 patch. So that doesn't tell you we're moving things along a little bit faster than before. I don't know what will. Adventure must, level 70, unlock deep dungeon or deep dive co-op, all that good stuff. Very straightforward, very simple. Endless Summer limited summons. The Neon Tide limited summons has been replaced with the new theme Endless Summer, inheriting the pity count and cumulative draw rewards from Neon Tide. So these are going to just inherit what you had previously. This isn't going to be a new what is it called? a new banner. That's what I was looking for. It's gonna be a new banner. This is going to inherit the previous banner, so it's just going to build up what you had previously. That means the cumulative draw rewards are also not going to reset, which is a little bit of a bummer in my opinion. I kind of like when those reset because that's more rewards for us. But if you haven't completed the current Neon Tide cumulative draw rewards, then that means you still have time. The S grade grand prizes for this event: the Aura Starry Sky, Weapon Outfit Emerald Dawn, and Astral Aura Insignia. Adventurers can choose any one reward for summoning. Chosen rewards can be exchanged at any time, and the pity count carries over. So we get a new Aura Starry Sky, a Weapon Outfit Emerald Dawn, and Astral Aura Insignia. So we get a weapon outfit. Interesting to see what that'll look like. Hopefully it looks cool. I don't know. We haven't had a new weapon outfit in a little bit since the 2B event, so we'll see how that looks. If I choose anyone, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. The A grade rewards for this event are the Endless Summer outfit and the Summer Surge title. Some adventurers can redeem Endless Summer outfit, avatar frame, and avatar via the shop. Via shop summon outfit, and during the event, adventurers can use Arcane of Brocades to perform summons. If you don't have enough Arcane of Brocades, you can use Prismatium, pretty normal here. Brocade summons, reward updates. The Wilderness Trail and Messenger outfits titles have been removed from the Brocade summon pool. A grade rewards have been updated to bound. Wait, hold on, what? The A grade rewards have been updated to bound gold enhancement funds and circuit cores. You can just straight up get golden enhancement funds from the A grade summons. That's really good, actually. That means that in situations where you're sacrificing your unbound again, I'm looking at this as the perspective as a free-to-play player or a low spender. In situations where you're sacrificing your unbound gold for Prismatium to make sure that you're able to use or to consistently grab from the Wondrous shops, you have a chance of that basically almost paying for itself, depending upon what you end up getting. Since every 10 rewards, so it's 10 pulls, so it's what? Roughly 700 Prismatium. You have a chance at making back a tenth of what you spend. Not perfect, but I mean, if you get multiple in a single one, that's pretty solid, actually. So that, and it's working towards S ranks you're trying to pull for. And that's actually really good. I don't know how to feel about that, because like that's really good for pay to win as well, because they could just infinitely pull like what they need to pull, and they're getting some money out of it anyway in enhancement funds. But from a free-to-play / low spender perspective, you also have the chance of getting a hold of this, and it's not costing you any more than it normally would, because you'd be pulling on these anyway to be able to get, of course, the new weapon skin if you need it, or whatever it happens to be. So that's really, really cool. It's also likely the weapon skin that this weapon skin they're talking about here isn't going to be better than the double S weapon skin that we have, by the way. So just don't worry too much about that. Wilderness Trail Messenger outfits. Okay, so the Wilderness Trail and Astral Messenger outfit slots, avatars, and avatar frames in the summon shops will be changed to limited time redemption items. They're moved from the summon shop after August 27th maintenance. The outfits will instead be available for purchase in the outfit shop. Okay, so they're officially moving these all over to the actual outfit shop. This has already happened over on CN, so I was waiting for, I mean, I'm assuming that was going to happen eventually anyway for global. So you're able to purchase this directly from the outfit shop. I will tell you, I do believe it's a bit more expensive to outright buy it than it was to get it as just like a random drop. So just keep that in mind. It is going to be a little expensive to get from that shop. That shop is a little bit more expensive overall for those outfits. So if you're trying to get one, I would say go ahead and get it before it goes away. But you can get it guaranteed from the outfit shop, and that's just for Prismatium. So that's just basically a gold cost at that point in time. Pack updates. So Arcane of Brocade Pack 1, which gives you 15 brocades, 480 points, limited 2 per count. Arcane of Brocade Pack 2, 50 brocades, 1600 points, limited 2 per count. You can tell how much it's going to cost in tickets based on the points you get. So 40 tickets and 1680 tickets are going to be the cost for those. Limited time cumulative top events. There's a new top event coming out. Okay. During the event period, points obtained from top-ups will be calculated cumulatively, and you can unlock rewards upon reaching specific point milestones. Rewards include Arcanite, Eternal, artifact boxes, insignia module selections, enhancement funds, and more. The most important things are going to be depending upon what enhancement or what insignia module selections are going to be in here, and the enhancement funds. If you can get the newest insignias as well as like the Kraken insignia, then it's going to be definitely worth its time. If it's below that, then like useful for low spender or newer players, but realistically anything past that you really don't need them. So we'll see how that goes. I say that someone who's already finished all of his insignias basically outside of the newest insignias and the Kraken insignia, so which is very, very doable to do. Journey with friends. It looks like they bring in this event back, so invite new adventurers to Atlan, summon your old friends. Complete corresponding quests to accumulate points and reach certain targets to unlock generous rewards for the inviter, including Eternals. Okay, so they're updating the rewards. It's the Eternal Circuit selection box, plus 14 ticket, insignia module selection box, and more. Passion new season has come around again, so this is for helping new / returning players getting some rewards. So you'll be able to get, let's see what's in this. Enthusiasm coins can be used to redeem Eternal artifact boxes, insignia module bundles, inscription selection boxes, severance components. Diligence coins we use for Eternal. Okay, so yeah, the same. So these ones, this one specifically, the Diligence coins are for like the new / returning players. These you can get, it looks like Eternal Artifact boxes, level 65, Epic Weapon Selection boxes. That's pretty cool. So in case you weren't a part of, like, let's say you weren't a Karma Slayer, weren't a part of the Karma Slayer event or whatever, and you're new or coming back to the game and need to get your weapon, there's a weapon selection box in here. Epic 2 weapon selection box, which is dope. Basically, it's going to be your level 65 variant of your weapon, which is nice. Heart of Taboo armor selection boxes. So that's going to make, that's what? I think that's just, I know, I think that's actually the full upgraded version. I think Heart of Taboos is the fully upgraded version, so that's pretty dope. Gear plus 17 plating vouchers and more. Just let them have a plus 17 voucher. Like, make this a one-time plus 17 voucher so that person has a plus 17 weapon and just call it a day there. The plating is just weird. Optimizations, co-op dungeon experience, limitation optimizations. Reduce enemy HP in the legend mode of deep dive. They made legend deep dive easier. Okay, interesting. Reduce the difficulty of obtaining high quality hot spring bath salts. The number of refresh slots in the premium bath salt section has been increased to 6. Slot 1 will always refresh with a grade 4 bath salt. Slot 2 will always refresh with a grade 3 bath salt. 3 and 4 always refresh with grade 2 bath salts. Slot 4 or 5 and 6 will refresh with grade 1. Prices for grade 4 and grade 3 bath salts have been increased. Okay, so you can get them easier, but they're more expensive. I see. Increase the purchase price for premium crops from the homestead. Homestead shout invitations can now be accessed quickly by pressing a hyperlink instead of manually typing the invitation code. You can just click on them now. Nice. Further reducing dungeon matchmaking time optimizations. Further reduced matchmaking times for Abyssal Purgatory and Critical Conquest. I'm not sure who matches for these, honestly. Adjusted the bot matchmaking time co-op dungeon started to be 15 seconds instead of having to wait a minute. That's nice. Co-op dungeon reward adjustments. Crystals will no longer drop in Kraken's spine. Yeah, they don't drop in spine anymore? Okay. Dark crystals can now drop in the story mode of Heart of Taboos and Deep Dive. So they moved them forward, so you can't get them from spine anymore. Story mode and Heart of Taboo. So story mode and story mode and above in Heart of Taboos and Deep Dive now have a chance to drop Eternal Artifact boxes. And when new co-op dungeons are released in the future, Dark Crystals and Eternal Artifact boxes will only drop in the recommended co-op dungeons, and 1 character per account will be eligible for drop each day. Okay, so basically what it means is they're going to make it so Dark Crystals and the Eternal Artifact boxes only drop in whatever the current 2 raids are going to be. Basically, the 2 highest raids are going to be. That makes sense. Okay. All right. That's but like, you sort of understood that's the case, right? And checking optimizations for details, that's fine. Other optimizations, after maintenance, HP of defense towers and crystal in the ancient battlefield. Okay, hold on, they're fixing this again. So if this happens to what I think is going to happen, so essentially what they're saying is they're fixing ancient battlefield. For those who don't know, ancient battlefield recently has just been like the defense towers and everything has been super weak. So they've been able to run through them immediately like they're nothing, essentially, making ABF be really short, which is great for people who just want to get in out of ABF. But if you're actually trying to actually play ABF, it's really awful for it. So this is supposed a good change, but this also may mean that King Frenzy may not be doable for a lot of people anymore, because the last time they fixed the towers of this, King Frenzy got way more HP. So somehow, somewhere, these 2 things are connected. If I'm right, you may want to do your King Frenzy before this Thursday. So just keep that in mind, because it might be almost impossible after they fix this unless you were hyper geared out. Unless they find a way to separate this. I could be wrong about this. Just keep that in mind. I'd recommend getting it done sooner rather than later, if you haven't already. In shop, redeem Thornburn emblems have been added to the Battle Point shop. Emblems redeemed from the Battle Point shop will not count towards the weekly emblem acquisition limit. Okay, cool. Balance adjustments. This is what people have mentioned. I should definitely check this out because there are balance adjustments this time around. So let's talk about them. Class balance adjustments. Glaciette, Transcendent Technique level 9. New effect. Frost bound chill damage plus 50%. They're getting another line on their Transcendent Technique. Interesting. Starbreaker gets another line on Extraordinary Technique. Hyperdrive Skyfall plus 10% is now plus 50%. Oh my god. They got a 60% increase on 1 skill. Jesus. Okay. Isn't Hyperdrive Skyfall their ult? The big one that drops down? Did they just get a 60% damage increase on that thing? That's spooky. Mirage is getting buffs. Okay. Superior Technique level 1 Momentum Blade goes from 10 to 50% damage now. Superior Technique level 9 Voltaic Golden Slash damage. Source +2 damage. It was minus 50%. Now it's minus 30%, so it increased by 20% overall. Pretty nice. Spectre got some changes. Okay, hold on. Transcendent Technique, new effect, Shadowhawk +50%. So Transcendent 9 now has Shadowhawk damage on it. Did it not have this before? I thought it did. I'm gonna look at that. Oh no, I can look at that in a minute. Extraordinary Technique level 4, Blade of Despair damage goes from +25 to +75. Okay. I believe Blade of Despair is their first ult. Not their first awakening. I have to double check that. Transcendent Technique level 9 for Gunner, Fission Particle Cannon, and Explosive Annihilation got oh, so this is a new effect overall. Fission Particle Cannon and Explosive Annihilation got plus 50%. Bounty Hunter. Oh, MKP changes. You love to see it. Quite a few, actually. Hold on. Original effect. When stored ammunition reaches 20, gain combat supremacy, increasing the next awakening skill damage by 50%. Adjusted effect. When stored ammunition reaches 5, gain combat supremacy, increasing the next awakening damage by 50%. Combat supremacy can stack up to 2 times. So you can stack this twice. So use it for the next 2 awakenings. I guess that's better. I don't know how good that is. That's probably a damage increase. I imagine so. For 2 awakenings, one back to back. And then Transcendent Technique level 9 new effect. Rush Hour's damage bonus. As a Rush Hour damage bonus per stack plus 2%. Okay. What else do we have? Scytheguard, Transcendent Technique level 9 new effect. When Moonblade is active, Golden High Moon gets plus 50% damage, and Awakening Seal gets 40% damage increase. And the Magician level 45 passive Dexterous Fingers has a new effect. Magician damage plus 15%. They just get 15% damage across the board. Okay, I guess that's something, right? And then Transcendent Technique level 9, new effect. Ledger Domain, I guess. Bleak Illusion can be canceled early, plus 100% damage. Oh, okay, so they're ult, basically. They don't have to sit through the entire thing. They can just pop it and then keep going. That's actually really good for a lot of different ults. That does help damage quite a bit. I would kill to have that as a karma on my normal ult. If I could just pop it and keep dealing damage, that'd be fantastic. Let's see. Mind Wars and Ancient Battlefield adjustments. Elementalist damage to players minus 5%. Magiblaze damage to players minus 5%. They've nerfed them again, and it's probably still not going to be enough. Mirage damage to players plus 10%. They buffed Mirage again. Karma Slayer damage to players and structures plus 10%. Oh, that's why they told me to read this. I got a PvP buff. That's what's up. 10% damage to players and structures. We're up big, boys. You love to see it. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where Demonic Whisper Bobble was displayed incorrectly in the Power Climb Championship rewards preview. Fix an issue where players ranked from 81 to 242 and descend into depths also received, into depths also receive an extra title. Any extra titles already obtained will be removed. Fixed an issue where the damage bonus displayed for pod skills, blah, 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 was incorrect. The values shown in the attribute panel were lower than the actual bonus applied. See, the thing was, we said pod was stronger than was shown, and this just confirms it for us, so that's pretty dope. Pod is already very, very strong. So interesting. This has been very, very eye-opening as far as what we have coming out. Like, Karma got buffed in PvP. That's pretty dope. They're finally paying attention to some other classes that definitely need to be paid attention to. I don't know if this is going to be everything that they need, right? Like, for Bounty Hunter hasn't gotten anything for a very, very long time. It's interesting to see that. Magician hasn't gotten anything that it's needed for a while, but they just gave a flat 15% damage increase, as well as an early cancel on their, I believe this might be one of their ults, maybe? I don't know 100%. Someone in the comments can let me know. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough for Magician, because from what I understand, Magician is very RNG heavy. So something to alleviate that RNG probably is what they're looking for, more than likely. But no one's going to say no to 15% flat damage across the board. That's pretty nice. The updates for the increase for Spectre, I had to double check this, but at least Shadowhawk was one of their newer skills that they got, and I can just use, where's my boy Rylick? Where is he at? He's on this list somewhere. There he goes, Rylick. I can take a look at his. If I look at skills, Shadowhawk is this, right? Yeah, that's Shadowhawk, and I believe if I take a look at, I think it's Transcendent here. So Shadowhawk, okay, no, that actually is that's pretty useful, because that means that not only is it exploding 3 times in succession, it's also going to have a damage increase on top of it as well. And then if we take a look at skills wise, Blade of Despair was also listed as getting an increase, if I remember correctly, unless it was something else. Let's take a look really fast and see. Yeah, Blade of Despair. So yeah, this is really good. This is actually really strong for Spectre, because that's a 50% damage increase on Blade of Despair, which they use a lot. That's gonna be very useful for, you know, some nice damage. It's also early cancelable, which means that they just continue the actual animation, but without having to actually go through the entire animation themselves. Like it keeps going and it gives them the effect and everything. And then Shadowhawk getting a 50% damage increase just means that all 3 of the individual attacks you get from Transcendent Technique is going to also, you know, get some extra damage because of that. So pretty awesome to see there. Again, we'll have to see how this actually plays out. The overall, I think it's the race is what they call it for Legend, is basically ending. So you're gonna start to see players switch off of Karma Slayer. A lot of them did stick to Karma Slayer primarily because they wanted to have the edge in that race. But classes are starting to get buffed. Classes that people haven't played in a while are starting to change and get buffs and things like that. So we might start to see people migrate off of Karma Slayer and back onto some of their older classes, or trying out some new things. Though, like I mentioned beforehand, we do have Sugar Riff right around the corner, and she will likely see some pretty massive attention, and players will likely jump ship over to that one, as I know some have been waiting for quite some time. That's all I've got for you guys today. If there's anything I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe to keep up with more. As always, thank you to the channel members. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, my friends. Peace out.